Welcome back to the range, and today I'm going to review the Weihrauch Model 85. If anyone in German knows how to say it, fantastic. We struggled with that before, I know. This is the Model 85 out of Germany, and like so many German products, it's excellent. In fact, like all German products, if I think about it, there is no crap products coming out of Germany. It's all top end, the machining is fantastic, the overall quality fantastic, and I've just sighted this gun and I can tell you it's fantastic. So anyone looking for a top of the range break barrel air rifle, this one's in 2.2, then this, if you can afford it, price at the bottom, is the nuts. And I can't see it gets much better than this out of a break barrel rifle. Well, let's run through it quickly. Solid recoil pad. Now this thing shoots so smoothly. When you pull the trigger's gorgeous. When you pull the trigger, the spring, unlike a lot of cheaper guns where the spring's just clunking away inside the piston, this is really smooth. It's lovely. It's lovely, lovely gun to shoot. Wooden stock, solid recoil pad with very little recoil. It's got the safety here, which pushes through the rear of the cylinder here. Okay, metal trigger guard. Yay! We love metal trigger guards, because they're not crappy plastic that break, and a lot of manufacturers give you the plastic ones, and once it's broken they're very hard to repair or replace rather. Nice aluminium trigger, fully adjustable and easily adjustable with this screw here. Unlike some others, they're very fiddly. Of course, being German, it's got a little hole here. You can pop your screwdriver in and adjust the trigger as you want to. Okay, this one's got a scope on, but we'll look at the rear sights. Fully adjustable left and right, very nicely machined. This is not plastic, this is all steel, and it's very nice. And then a front post sight, you can change, there's a little screw widget here, you can unscrew this, and you can change the post sights into finer sights and whatever you want to do. Really nice, and your sight basically slots down in through this slot here. It's lovely, and that there's a screw there, and you can take the front sight off if you're running a scope, which we are, but we haven't taken it off because there's no point. The scope, Hawke scope, Sportsmax mounts, which we use in a lot of our videos because they're really good quality. Now I've sighted this gun and I absolutely love it. The quality of it's just so far above any of the other Gamma or Hatsan or Crossman or any of those other guns. It's on another level, but of course it's another level of price. It's like a Mercedes. You know, the quality is just top notch, and I think this is a fantastic gun. It really is a lovely, lovely break barrel. So I don't have a huge amount to tell you about it. We're going to post the weight at the bottom. It's not overly heavy, certainly a lot lighter than the Turkish guns. It'll be putting out less foot-pounds, being a European gun. Well, Turkey's Europe, but Turkey, those guns are coming here of about 20 foot-pounds. This one is probably about 12 foot-pounds. For some of Europe, that's the legal limit. UK, 12 foot-pounds, got to be under that. And so it's putting out less power, which also gives you less spring bounce. But what a lovely bit of kit, and just in every aspect of this gun, like even the bluing looks on another level. It's really, really very nice. This is not magic wood. This is real wood, the stuff that grows and is made out of trees, and we like that. We like the natural look more than plastic. Plastic's functional in the camo and something looks quite cool, but there's just something traditionally lovely about a nice wooden stock. We like wood because we're British. That's how we are, traditional, you see. Right, let's give this a go and see how we get on. Right, on the pellets, I'm going to be using Gamo Match. They are mid-range quality pellets. They're not fantastic. I'm actually going to import a whole load of really top quality RWS pellets and various other pellets. We're going to have a big test of pellets because we're finding different guns like different pellets, and a lot of these pellets, the skirts come out of the tin and they're already damaged, and we found also a lot of variation in the size of these Gamo pellets. You know, I've had some that like drop a centimetre into the actual gun, into the barrel, whereas others are very tight out of the same tin. So huge variation, and you shouldn't get that because a variation in pellets is going to give you a variation in your grouping. All right, we're going to give this 5 and see how we get on. Oh, that was really interesting. I've just been shooting the Hatsan Model 85, and with this Weihrauch, I took up the trigger and the gun fired, and I wasn't even actually intending to fire it. And the reason is the Hatsan, the trigger is very heavy, and this trigger is just beautifully smooth and light, and a huge difference. And so that's really interesting that I just wasn't expecting it to go off. Yeah, the Hatsan, we've come straight out of testing the Hatsan 85. Wow, what a difference in the trigger. This safety, every time you cock the gun, the safety comes on. Once you push it through and take it off, you cannot push it back the other way. Like a lot of the guns, like the Hatsan 85, you can click the safety on and off. It doesn't matter. Once this safety is off, it's off. Man, that's nice. So out of the Model 85, the difference, the Hatsan Model 85, loads of spring bounce. A lot more power, yeah, but just like boom, the spring bounce is insane. This is smooth, and it's the same, every single shot is the same. The spring obviously stays in the same place, the same tension, the same everything, and it's just beautiful to shoot. The trigger's got about a 6 or 7 mil first stage, and then it's straight into the, it shoots very, very soon into the second stage. The trigger's lovely. The trigger's lovely. But those Germans, they know how to make shit. They do. They know how to make guns. They know how to make cars. They know how to make all sorts of stuff. Right, so that's the Model HW85, a German gun, and they talk about German precision, and wow, this thing is gorgeous. So if you can afford to, if you're going to go out and buy a break barrel air rifle, and you have a choice of a number of them, but you can afford to stretch it to this. This is the Mercedes of break barrel air rifles. It's the nicest one I've ever shot, no question about it. Everything about it is smooth. The trigger's fantastic. The action, the spring bounce is almost not there. The Germans have somehow engineered it out of the equation. It's just lovely. And that's 5 shots going in there. That's a 1 centimeter group. It's just lovely. And I probably pulled that last one. They probably could have all been in the same hole. So we've just reviewed, so this is the HW85, and we've just reviewed the Hatsan Model 85. And one's a Turkish gun, one's a German gun. Go and look at our review of the Hatsan Model 85. Much cheaper gun, lots of spring bounce, quite a heavy trigger, completely different. And obviously it's different, it's a different price point. But I must say, this is worth saving up for. If you can get this on credit, rather buy this than go and buy a cheap gun for full price and pay cash for it. This is definitely worth the money. Right, we'll see you next time.